You know those times when you let yourself get starving hungry and you can't wait to demolish a nice, big salad? I once read a diet tip that said, allow yourself to feel hungry for 30 minutes before eating. Now, I don't know about you, but things get pretty touch and go when I let myself get starving hungry. Will I eat my body weight in pasta? Will I smash a whole cake? Who knows? Why do we make such bad food choices when we're starving hungry? Why can't we concentrate? Why do we get irritable? Why do our moods completely change and we just want a donut? If you're leaving it too long in between meals, or you're eating the kind of foods that give you huge fluctuations in your blood sugar level, you're going to experience low blood sugar level, aka hunger, which is why you crave those highly processed, calorie-laden foods that are going to give you the quickest release of sugar. So which foods are going to cause these big fluctuations in your blood sugar level? Processed foods and simple carbohydrates. So what counts as a simple carbohydrate? Highly processed foods like cake, donuts, biscuits, chocolate, white bread, white pasta. Now, why are they called simple carbohydrates? Well, that's because it's how our body sees them. Food manufacturers have already done most of the processing for us, so they're very simple for our bodies to digest. Now, because they are simple to digest, this means a faster release of sugar. Not only that, these types of highly processed simple carbohydrates usually have a lot of added sugar too. Your body immediately recognizes this huge change in blood sugar level and quickly works to remove the sugar from your blood. Now, if you're not going to use that sugar, which is energy, in your daily activities or in exercise, then your body will store it for later use. Now, if you're repeatedly eating those foods again and again and again, that's going to be a lot of stored extra energy that you're probably not going to be able to use. Not only that, after this sudden rise in your blood sugar level, you also experience a sudden low in blood sugar level. This is when you experience mood changes, irritability, and extreme hunger when you're not likely to make the best food choices for yourself. So how can we avoid these big fluctuations in blood sugar level, manage our cravings, our mood, and our hunger? Well, we need to make sure that we're including complex carbohydrates. A complex carbohydrate is that because it's how our body views it. It's less processed, therefore it's harder for our body to digest. This is much better for us because it's a slower release of energy, a slower release of sugar, which means our blood sugar level doesn't fluctuate so much. Not only that, if you eat complex carbohydrates with protein and fats, this further slows down digestion. If you remember from yesterday's video, we spoke about how protein slows digestion. So if you pair this with carbohydrates, it further slows it down and manages your blood sugar level. This is why I encourage you to include protein or complex carbohydrates in your breakfast, because you will see the change that it makes in your hunger levels, your cravings, and your mood throughout the morning. So what counts as a complex carbohydrate? Basically, any whole food that counts as a carbohydrate, or any minimally processed or less processed versions of simple carbs. So whole grains, brown bread, brown pasta, brown rice, fruit and veg. Now, as I keep saying, this information is useless unless we can implement it and put it into action. I found that knowing these facts really helped me to make better informed food choices, for me to really know what I was eating and why I was making certain choices. Now, on the guide, you'll see I recommend having a cupped handful of carbs, complex carbs, with every meal, and a fist-sized portion of veg or salad. Now, this portion sizing guide is just a guide, and it's something for you to work from. Your diet should be a trial and error process because each body has different individual needs. It's just a simple way to ensure that your diet is balanced and includes everything you need without cutting out any food groups, hence the name, the All Foods Challenge. We shouldn't be cutting out any food groups. Carbs aren't the enemy, we just need to make sure that we're consuming enough of the right type of carbs. Now, making the switch to eating more whole foods and more minimally processed foods hasn't been an overnight thing for me, it's a process. But I would suggest looking at where you can make this switch in your day-to-day diet. Where can you add more minimally processed versions of the foods you're having, and where can you add more whole foods and complex carbohydrates? So your task for today is to post a picture of your dinner with your source of complex carbohydrates. Remember, I'm only keeping members in the group who are able to post their daily tasks. This doesn't mean that you have to follow the challenge to a T, but I do want you to complete the daily tasks I set out focusing on just one aspect of the challenge. So I can't wait to see your pictures this evening, and I'll see you again tomorrow.